Look at the people and look, just swaying like they in a trance. When we worship, we get into the spirit. We worship, we usher the presence of God into our worship, into our midst, right? So on the opposite side of the demonic, the music, it hypnotizes. It brings an atmosphere of the demonic. So the portal that was up there, gates and portals of demons coming back and forth, looking for the human sacrifice, looking for the tragedy to happen.
Okay, it's a little bit hard to tell in this video, but the cave where the stage is, how the lights are, it's creating that hypnotic spiral, which is actually a satanic symbol. It is designated as a satanic symbol.
So they can sacrifice, and this man knew what was going on, because when I was in the demonic world, the demons would tell me, well, if you don't do this with your daughter, we're going to take her out. So that there was things that I had to do in the demonic world in order to please the devil, to keep the rhythm going, to keep my contract going. So this man knew what he was doing. He knew the setup. He knew the stage. He knew the platform. He knew what he was doing. He knew the demons was going to come in and out of that portal. He knew the demons were coming in because they had to come and collect life. You know, they need to collect life. That was the sacrifice of them collecting the life, or whatever the case may be. So they came in, their whole stage was prepared in the spirit, the demonic spirit realm, in order for this tragedy to happen. So because the devil told him, if you don't perform this situation tonight, then you would die, your family would die, and there would be the sacrifice. So either you die or your family die, or other people would die. So he knew what he had to set up. He knew how to set up the stage, the gateways and portals for the demon to come and collect the human sacrifice.
Next, did you realize that the stage is hypnotizing people?
Because of the frequencies of the music, it's so seductive. It has a very seductive undertone.
It looks like the hypnotizing wheel. Just watch it. Yes, just watch it indeed. The stage design is actually pretty typical and not really all that special. And also, I'm going to let a huge cat out of the bag here. Just because someone puts up a hypnosis wheel doesn't put you in a trance automatically. This is back to that symbolism versus reality thing I was talking about before. I mean, just watch this wheel. Are you ready to give up your agency and do whatever I say now? Probably not. And if you were in a trance state at all, it would be because you're enjoying the video. And if so, I'd invite you to hit the like button and subscribe. And not because of the stupid wheel.
You are tearing me apart, Lisa! I'm fed up with this world.
If you're also fed up with this world, why don't you go somewhere where everyone knows your name? Hell.
Way back, in the long, long ago,
Everybody betrayed me.
under the guidance of the provider. Provider!
If a lot of people love each other, the world would be a better place to live.
Soon they'll want my blood! Blood! Why do they torture me like this? Why can't they leave me alone?
When you look at the crowd of people, these people are literally walking around like they are in a trance. They just bouncing like this, like they are just love. I mean, like they are under a spell. Let me let y'all see these people. Look at them. They literally look like they are under some type of spell. So y'all see how the people just actually sit, they just bouncing like they are just under a spell. I mean, all of them doing the same thing. They are all doing the same thing. I mean, nobody has a different movement or anything. They are all basically doing the same thing.
I've spent years of my life studying hypnosis. And let me tell you, it is a mental state one goes into regularly throughout the day. It's natural and a normal part of daily activity for all conscious beings. I've yet to see conspiracy theorists talk about hypnosis correctly. It's super annoying, and anyone who's learned hypnosis knows that everyone thinks you're going to turn them into a chicken after you take over their will. It's actually not like that at all. Though you can paint pictures in people's minds and mess with their perceptions of things, as hypnosis as a skill set is a really powerful form of rhetoric. And this is yet another one of these claims that can be really easily disproven. Yes, you can convince people to do stupid things with hypnosis, for instance, stage hypnosis, but it's a lot more complicated than wham, bam, you're in my control.
When you look at the crowd of people, these people are literally walking around like they are in a trance. They just bouncing like this, like they are just I mean, like they are under a spell. Let me let y'all see these people. Look at them. They literally look like they are under some type of spell. So y'all see how the people just actually sit, they just bouncing like they are just under a spell. I mean, they just, all of them doing the same thing. They are all doing the same thing. I mean, nobody has a different movement or anything. They are all basically doing the same thing. Look at the people. And just swaying like they in a trance.
The hypnosis trainer, Igor Lidohosky, defines a trance state with what he calls the ABS formula. That's attentive focus, a bypass of the critical factor, and stimulation of the unconscious mind or the imagination. So if you're focused, not contemplating the stupidity of a claim or how fake it is, and your thinking is stimulated, you're in a trance state. If you've ever driven and spaced out forgetting part of the drive, you experienced highway hypnosis. So during an interesting class, having a conversation, reading a book, mindlessly scrolling social media, enjoying a movie, driving, grooving with music, dancing, etc., it's very natural for you to go into a trance state.
Authority on hypnosis, Dr. Rich Lux.
And the task was to watch the films and identify who was in a trance and who wasn't in a trance, who was going into a trance and who was coming out. For example, those two little girls are dancing. One of them is awake and the other's in a trance. The tremendous economy of movement that the Balinese show. Tremendous economy. And the hypnotic subject always shows a tremendous economy of movement.
Dr. Erickson clarified the similarities between ritual and hypnotic trances. These include a state of absorption, moving limbs as a unit, a rigidity of movements, and a minimum use of energy. There is increased muscular tonus. Convulsive movements express the fantasies of the action. There may be amnesia. These children show feats of balance as they dance in unison for hours. They are carried around the village on men's shoulders to ward off evil spirits. The girls are awakened with incense and holy water. Their song says, "Smoke of the mountains, sweet-smelling smoke, trembling on the spot. When pressed down, the perfume rises." These dances evolved into the very popular Legong dance, where prepubescent girls dance together in unison.
So, I'm going to have to agree with conspiracy theorists here. Many people at the show probably were in different sets of trance states. But as you now know that they're natural and normal parts of human experience, you can understand why I would say that. So many people at this show were probably in a trance state. That's really common at all types of shows, especially Christian worship shows. How do you think people hold their hands up that long without them falling asleep? And that really isn't that much different than people who really enjoy shopping, carrying a bag or a big pile of clothes eagerly and not realizing how freaking heavy it is. Again, if you're really focused on something, a trance state can come about. It's like getting in the zone, auto-zone. Now, back to the idea of the hypnosis wheel. If you focus all of your attention on the hypnosis wheel and nothing else, then it can put you into a trance. But it's not because of the wheel. It's because of your fixation on the wheel has focused your attention on something simple, because you can do exactly the same type of hypnosis induction by having someone stare at a wall. Very, 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 very few people can be hypnotized by just a hypnosis wheel alone. Most people need suggestion along with it.
But in order to really understand a trance state, I think you have to go into a trance state. So why don't you just stare at this butterfly for a moment? and take in a nice, long, slow, deep breath. And as you release the deep breath, notice the butterfly. Notice the words that I'm saying. Notice what it's like to hear words as you're slipping deeper and deeper into a relaxing state. It's as if the more you stare at this butterfly, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the easier it is to stare at the butterfly as you continue to listen to the sound of my voice and get more and more and more relaxed. Now that you understand a little bit about trance, I hope you can take something with you, which is that it feels good to let yourself relax, and to be focused is to be a powerful person. So go ahead and let yourself come right back up, and we can get on with the video.
Holy Spirit, come down, wash us in the blood,
Ex-Master Mason was literally breaking down in fine detail all of the satanic rituals that the Freemasons practice. He mentioned a very, very interesting ritual, and I was never mindful of it until he brought it up. But he was discussing how artists are forced to take blood baths, bro. It's almost mocking how religious people and how people in the Christian or Christianity or Catholic religion are baptized. These artists are baptized in blood, literally sacrificing and being reborn, worshiping the devil. That liquid that looks like pure blood.
Mama.
Then he comes out of the water on like a beast. You hear what the fuck? My nigga, this shit is being put in your faces, bro. This shit is crazy, man. I need to relax. I need to chill, but the shit is really crazy. He's literally born again. As what the man on the other video just called the mark of the beast. He came out of the water and was completely emerged as a demonic creature. The way that he came out with his body posture, his fangs, the music in the background, everything about it shows demonic energy from this video, bro. The music in the background, the way that she's speaking, the way that everything in this video shows demonic ties, bro. If y'all don't see that, I don't know what else to say.
Many people describe the movements of the Astroworld crowd as like water. But is that because there's some secret message about inundation and worshipping deities from the Sea Kingdom?
An hour before Travis came on, it started to get, I'm thinking, okay. In my group, we were kind of like, it's almost like, it was like a current. I got really close to the front right when Travis came out. And as soon as he came out, it's almost like the people around us, we started just shifting down the side along the edge of the rail, coming back.
And y'all will see when I show you some of the clips that the people almost look like water. Out in the crowd. Why? Because guess what water is a reference to? Water, when you are invoking the presence of Satan and demonic entities, water is very important as well. Why? Because if you're worshiping, if you're trying to introduce a seductive spirit, the seductive spirits come out of the marine kingdom, which is located where? In the water.
The crowd becomes a fluid, essentially. You get pushed from the back because people keep pressing in. And then the people at the gates, they don't have anywhere to go. They push back. And so you're just kind of like flowing. It's almost like a wave, but an uncontrolled wave. And you're not actually standing on the ground. You're just standing on other people's shoes.
The crowds start to pour in. People standing next to you. It's very crowded to where you can't really breathe. You don't have that much room in front of you or in back of you or to the sides.
Y'all see the crowd moving like water. Look at that. Moving like water.
He felt like he was in an ocean being pushed back and forth. Travis Scott's, one of his slogans is "See ya on the other side." And people are taking what the other side means, okay, leaving this physical realm, dying and going to the afterlife, which, yes, that's true. But the Kemetic word or the hieroglyph for beyond the other side or other side is Murti. It's from Mur, M-E-R, who was a goddess of inundation, meaning water, or flooding. And what does the flood do? It pushes you back and forth. The Mur is also any collection of water, lake, pool, cistern, reservoir, basin, canal, inundation, flood, stream. That would include an ocean, heaven or sky. That's exactly what they're doing here. They meaning.
It's like you're fighting through an ocean. You're in an ocean. You're a pool, a deep pool. You're chest deep and it's very hard to push back, forward, left, right.
The metal had literally started to break.
And that's interesting because what he's describing is how jam-packed people were at the concert. They were over booked, basically. The concert was sold out. Travis Scott kept selling their tickets so that they would be over capacity. So people were packed in literally like cattle.
And while some of the commentators would have us believe that this is Travis Scott's fault for overselling tickets,
There's definitely more than I feel like the 50,000 people. There was a report that 5,000 extra tickets got sold the night before, and he even said on his Instagram post about this festival, it got sold out, but I don't care. We're going to find a way to sneak you in. Like, we're going to get you in. Don't worry about it.
yet they're really forgetting about how many people crashed through the gate.
All of a sudden, we see all these people running on this pedestrian bridge.
Oh, shit! Oh, my God! I don't know. Everybody's going in.
I keep describing it this way if you've ever been in an earthquake.
And how much of an effect that had on the overall atmosphere of the show, the lawlessness that was experienced at the show, as well as the amount of people that were there, which led more easily to a crowd crush situation.
So what that is the people were packed in so close, and they know that when the people are packed in close like that, it is going to give a wave and a ripple effect. And what that is honor and worship to the deities of the marine kingdom. Okay, that's what that is. So you got to have that whole water aspect. Why do you think a lot of these celebrities that are shooting these videos and different things that they're doing, why do you think they are they always are bringing in a water element? They want to bring in a water element to the situation. Why? Because they gotta pay worship and homage to the deities in the marine kingdom. This is all demonic, everybody. This is demonic, family.
I mean, is that really what this is? Or is that kind of a gross position to hold about a tragedy with human, all too human causes?
How does something like this happen? I mean, obviously, that was in the general admission area, I guess, and people were surging toward the stage, and those who were already up front were being crushed. Probably the people surging maybe not have even realized, or likely didn't even realize, that people a few rows in front of them were, or a few people in front of them were being crushed.
As it began to move forward, it started compressing those individuals that were towards the center. And at some point, they were unable to escape that environment.
It's hard, I think, for somebody who hasn't been in a crowd like this to kind of, you hear about people being trampled to death or can't breathe in a crowd. It's hard to kind of imagine, but you look at these images when people are trying to pull their friends, or a security person is trying to pull somebody out of this crowd, and the videos we're looking at now, in some cases, it's very difficult for them to even tug somebody out of the crowd because it's so packed together.
It just got worse and worse. Everyone's like, you just can't breathe. You just feel like there's a weighted blanket on you. It was so hard to move your arms, and it was so hard to breathe that I was pushing whoever in front of me just to get a breathe, just breathe.
In other words, the crowd at the back of the south quadrant pushed towards the front, and as the pressure built up at the front, the people at the front began pushing backwards to avoid being jammed increasingly harder and harder into the security gates. This caused the people in the middle to basically drown in the crowd. It's called compression asphyxia.
According to ABC News, the force from a crowd surge is powerful enough to bend steel.
Now consider these claims and the previous ones. Is it truly easier to see a demonic presence in this than to see the extremely human causes of this event?
And y'all will see when I show you some of the clips that the people almost look like water. out in the crowd. Why? If you're trying to introduce a seductive spirit, the seductive spirits come out of the marine kingdom, which is located where? In the water.
The crowd becomes a fluid, essentially. You get pushed from the back because people keep pressing in, and then the people at the gates, they don't have anywhere to go. They push back, and so you're just kind of like flowing. It's almost like a wave, but an uncontrolled wave. And you're not actually standing on the ground. You're just standing on other people's shoes.
Those kids were trampling over their fellow human beings. That was not them. They were not operating in their heart space. And so during this concert, it was a big wake-up call to a lot of us that these people are in a distorted mind space. They're not thinking clearly.
People were stepping on each other. I could feel that I probably stepped on a few people. I could feel people pinching my leg to get me off of them. And we were just falling on top of each other. As people fall, well, people are going to start getting crammed all over on top of them. And now you're stuck at the bottom of a dog pile.
My girlfriend had someone putting their arm above them, trying to use them as leverage to get crazy, the crowd. Like there's people just doing anything they could to just survive.
Remember when I told you in the last video, these people are in this crowd, their energy is being harvested, their energy is being controlled. I literally say, how the fuck you gonna use somebody else's head as leverage to get higher? Like, does that even sound right? Like, does that sound logical? Does that sound like what a normal person would do? You don't walk around putting your fucking shoulders on people. But in the concert, all of a sudden, with this demonic ass energy, you over here climbing on niggas' heads.
I could feel myself like if I was drowning underwater. Like I was gasping for air and I couldn't get it. And I was screaming like I've never screamed before, and nobody could hear me.
TV shows from Mickey Mouse to Baywatch and countless movies have known how to sell a drowning with dramatic music and a lot of splashing and screaming for help. But in reality, this is what a drowning looks and sounds like. It is quick and quiet. It starts with the swimmer beginning to have problems.
A distressed swimmer will struggle for about 20 to 60 seconds. At this point, they need help, and they can still call and ask for help. Now she's becoming an active drowning victim. At this point, there's an instinctive drowning response where her airway actually closes off and she can't call for help. The only thing she's thinking of right now is getting air.
Being a doctor, the most upsetting thing about all this for me is that these people were literally suffocating. To breathe, your ribcage has to expand to allow the air into your lungs. When you're being crushed like this, you can't do that. When you can't breathe, the panic sets in, the adrenaline goes, and then you black out and you end up on the floor and you get crushed. And you wouldn't wish that on anyone.
This man literally got depictions of human skin on his pants. Wow. I want you to look at his attire. Y'all see them pants he have on? Look at his pants. Because in human sacrifices, what it's supposed to be is a representation of human skin on his blue jeans. Do y'all see the different patches on his pants? What that is, the different patches on his pants are depicting human skin.
Did you know that Travis Scott's pants are actually demon skins? In a demonic sacrifice, they skin their victims. And these pants are a representation of that. Therefore, Travis Scott is dressed to do a demonic ritual.
Anytime a human being is sacrificed, they take the skins of the human being and they put them either on their article of clothing, or they will put them on furniture. They'll do different things with the human skin. But the human skin is what you're seeing is that right there is a replica of human skin. Y'all see the brown, you see the dark brown, and then you see white. So that means that all colors are being represented, brown, black, and white. And they use it as like a trophy. You know how people do when they kill deers and things like that? This is what they're doing. But see, the blue jean is really meant to like camouflage, like it's actually a fashion statement. It's not a fashion statement. This man came dressed for this ritual, y'all. And when you get a close-up of them pants, you can actually see where they did paint on the pants, like depictions of blood, meaning these are patches of human skin on his pants. Come on, family. This man came dressed for this thing to happen.
Okay, first, in demonic sacrifices, they skin the victims. Do they, though? How do we know that they do this? Where's the evidence of that? Also, then was this show truly a sacrifice? Because they didn't skin the victims. I see no evidence for this claim, despite the fact that sacrifice is a religious tradition that's been around for millennia. But look at these pants. These pants are clearly a representation of the skinning of sacrificial victims. And that's clearly demonic. Again, is it really? Only a demon would dress like that. And I can mostly agree. Only someone evil would wear human skin pants made of several people out of their own free will and volition. But upon closer look and 5 minutes of research, you can see that it's not even different patches of material. It's actually paint that's flaking off and in different colors. It's actually all one material with different colors of paint on it.
Actually has in the pants around the patches of skin, it looks like what is splattered as blood. Okay, so that signifies that. See, y'all got to pay attention. Y'all got to pay attention. Got to pay attention. Have to pay attention.
You keep using that word. I don't think it means what you think it means.
You got the shirt on with the folks falling backwards into the porthole. You got that on. They falling backwards into a blue flame, which is the hottest fire. You got them falling into the hottest fire, the hell fire and brimstone. That's gonna be the hottest fire ever. But they depicted it as a blue flame because it's gonna be it's the lake of fire and brimstone. But they depicted it as a blue flame. He already told you that it was gonna be a feast that Friday. He tweeted that on the promo. Come on, y'all. Come on, family. Y'all see this shirt right here? Look at this. Y'all see the people falling backwards into it? Y'all see the blue flame right here? This right here is nothing but a ritual. I'm talking about straight up, okay? I'm talking about this. This right here is all the way demonic. Do you understand me? All the way demonic. This shirt right here, you see that door right there is representing the portals. But this man right here he would be considered, he's the warlock or the person that is invoking all of this. So he has on, he dressed in the apparel for a whole satanic human sacrificial ritual. He is dressed for the ritual. And the most dangerous thing is the man got a microphone in his hand and he is commanding the folks to participate in the ritual with him. I'm telling you, it's cold-blooded, y'all.
But did you notice? His shirt is a portal in and out of hell. According to some people, his shirt is a portal out of hell for demons to escape into our world.
Travis's attire also shows normal-looking people going through a portal and exiting as demons.
This is the shirt that Travis Scott was wearing while he was on stage. And if you notice, there are, to the left, people that are blue, and they're going through this doorway. And when they come out, they're red with devil horns.
To others, his shirt is a portal into hell for the victims where they're getting pulled.
What's on his shirt is he has a door. Y'all can go look up his shirt on, y'all could go look it up. He has a door on his shirt. And what's happening is there are like 3 men on the shirt, okay? The men are, the people are falling backwards through the door. The door signifies a portal, okay? This is what the door signifies. It's signifying a portal. And what's happening when they fall through the door, there is a blue flame that's behind that door on his shirt. How many of you know what is the hottest flame that you can ever experience? Is a what? Blue flame, right? Okay? Is a blue flame. Now, what you got to understand about that, see, so what he's saying is these people are falling through this portal because he's the portal. He is the one that's opening up this thing for them. These people are falling backwards into this door, which signifies a portal, and they are falling to their death in the hottest flame ever, which would be considered hell. You get what I'm saying? This thing is deep, y'all.
Neferti means door, portal, a gate, and you can see a close-up of his shirt here on the screen that has the mirror image looking rectangular door. Why is that? And why are they coming in blue, symbolizing death from the physical realm, because you turn bluish purple, and then once you go through that door, you come through as a red horned devil. So when you go through his portal, you go through his show, your consciousness goes from this realm into what he wants in his realm, which is chaos.
Either way, his shirt totally represents Satan. And you can see Travis Scott is clearly dressed to do a demonic ritual. So this is a place I find really confusing, as both are making the case that this is a representation of demonic activity. But which one is it? Maybe it's both. Every time a sacrifice dies, a demon gets its wings. But is it really truly demons? We can't be sure, though the evidence is really rather specious. But at least it's a little more real than some of these. Likewise, this is a good time to talk about something from the world of hypnosis. The dichotomy of the false choice. Now, if I say to you, this shirt has to be demonic, I mean, just look at it. Either it's a portal into hell for the people to fall into, or a portal out of hell for the demons to come out of, or maybe even both, man. I mean, but look at it, it's clearly demonic. See, I've offered you something which is a false choice. You can choose this or this. What if neither of them are true? That's not an option. And people do this to you all the time. And if you have children that annoy you, you can, maybe this will help you out. You can say to them, hey, would you rather eat broccoli or carrots before you have dessert? Stuff like that. But anyway, this is a false dichotomy. Nobody's considering the option that it could not be this way. Next, did you see all of the videos of demons in the audience?
Okay, in this video, slowed down, I don't even know how I noticed this, but on the right at the top, it literally looks like a demon came on the screen. I'm going to actually show you that again.
There are clearly demons in the audience. Just look at all of these. I mean, just look at all this convincing evidence.
Like, let them say, girl, that's a demon in the house. That night, it was demon energy all around that. The smoke, that's some type of, like, smoke vibes going on. And I really do think that a lot of people were saying that it was a demon. And there's going to be people in the comments who are going to be like, that ain't no damn demon. That's Yolanda. Or something like that, you know, making up something. Girl, the memes, that's a demon in the house. So that proves to me that there was some demon energy at the concert. Girl, you cannot tell me that's not some demon energy, girl. I'm not saying that Travis Scott is a demon. What I'm saying is that he was so hyped up that he had possessed by a demon that night.
He looks up, and then he looks down, and then he looks up again. Y'all saw that? Now this is slow motion. Watch how he turns around. And something, like, possesses him, literally. It's not no flashing lights, none of that. Look, watch. And then he looks up a little bit, and he knows it's coming. Boom. That's insane. That's some shit right there. There you go again. Nobody can...
Wait, let's watch that from the original source. And now from a different angle, try to find the demon.
But I got to go through this thing because this was just too ridiculous. I was like, nah, you're not going to just get away with that. That's crazy.
So I want everybody to follow my lead.
Follow my lead.
Everybody follow my lead.
Watch this. He's going to tell him to bow. Look at what's happening up here in the back.
Get low. Get low.
He's telling them to get low. Y'all see what's being released out into the, it looks like something is being released out into the crowd.
Pick it up, pick it up, pick it up, pick it up. Yeah!
Okay, so y'all see what he told the crowd. He said, get low, get low, get low. Okay, so what he's doing is he's telling them to do the same thing that he did. He got low. Because see, now, if I just tell you to get low, you're not going to think that I'm telling you to worship, right? You just going to get low like I tell you to get low. Then he said, bring it up, or pick it up, pick it up. So basically what he had them to do was to bow in the presence of the deity that had now been released in the room. Okay, so rage was the spirit of the house. Then there was another deity that was released into the room when he told the crowd to get low. He got low first. Woo! Y'all better pay attention, Judah. Pay attention to what's happening right here. He got low first. He partook of the ritual first. Then when he got ready to usher in the other deities that were coming into the house, with that spirit of rage, he told the crowd to get low. He said, y'all listen to me. He said, follow my lead. So what he was doing was he was leading them into bowing before the deity that hit the house. And I believe in the city of my sanctified soul that spirit that was released, that was up on those monitors back there, was the spirit of death. Now, the spirit of death was ushered in. It was ushered into the presence, right? And the people got low. They actually bowed in the presence of this spirit. Family, hit that like button, please. This right here needs to be circulated.
Yeah. Get low. Get low. Get low. Get low. Close attention. Get low. Yeah. Get low. 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 Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up. Pick it up.
Something like this. It's going to take a lot of practice to get this down, because not only if you're just learning this trick, you're not going to have the muscle memory.
A couple years ago, he did an interview with MTV where he said it's all about the rage. And posting that clip, just that simple clip on TikTok, it got banned off TikTok, and then
it just is all about the rage.
Which then aligns with what people are saying, that a lot of people's opinions are being banned off TikTok when it comes to the Travis Scott situation.
It just is all about the rage.
And I just find that so interesting, though, because nothing was banned when we're giving our opinions about his busted ass music. When people said they loved the music or they didn't like the music, that wasn't getting banned. But posting what we think about his concert and 10 people dying, all of a sudden we can't talk about that. It's like sweeping under the rug. It just seems like people are getting paid off, in my opinion. I mean, I sit before you like a weirdo with like green eyeshadow. Like, I'm just me. I bang the drum to my own beat. I've always been like that. So anytime I just get people who just don't understand or like want to make fun of them, just like whatever, I'm just used to it by now. But thank you guys for all the love and support, and flood it down in the comments.
And to everybody that's watching at home right now, I want y'all to see a little bit of how we do it out here in Houston real quick. Yes, sir. So we're going to show everybody at home a little something real quick, Houston. Okay, Houston. What we doing, Trev?
Still don't believe me?
That's a demon in the house.
Well, I had quite a bit of people tell me to check out this new footage where I guess there's like a demon in the crowd.
To see it, y'all check it out. Y'all see the wings? Y'all see the weird looking hands?
I'm not a conspiracy theorist, but
You can see the ghost jumping out or jumping in, however you want to say it. And for those of you who want to say that I'm doctoring these videos and editing, no.
Now I zoomed in and I'm gonna slow it down even more so y'all can check this out. Y'all see that? Look how big the body is. Way bigger than the average human. Y'all see that thing, how it just jumped into the crowd? A lot of people saying, you know, it was a sacrifice. I mean, now, looking at this footage, man, I definitely believe that it's something weird as hell going on, man, at that concert. It's crazy, man. You can't make this stuff up, man.
Was denkst du, mein Freund? Solltest du es für etwas Außergewöhnliches halten, dann könnte dich auch...
I don't see it. Where is it? Oh, what the f was that?
One of the people dancing on the top of the vehicle later posted, "Uh-oh guys, cancel culture at it again. This is how I know the crowd was full of baby butt soft ass people. We raged for real. It's tragic what happened, but don't blame me. I just come to have fun." And that I did. They claimed no one was injured in the cart and said they stood on the cart so they could breathe.
Anybody want to tell me what the hell that is walking across up there at the top? What is that?
Clips that started popping up online about like this weird alien demon figure that was circulating on top of the concert the whole entire night. Look like a stagehand, somebody, you know, who works in production up there, but when I look closely at it, it almost seemed like it didn't even look human. Just how skinny it was, how frail, how it was able to hold itself up. It almost looked like a creature from another dimension.
Yes, there are some convincing videos where people see demons. But upon closer inspection, they're all water bottles, which people have been throwing all day, hoodies, and also video cameras for the Apple Music special. This is really an issue of watching low-quality video, because in the higher quality versions of the video, you can see what it is.
Bitch, don't nobody give a about the ticket you paid for. Like, these people need some help. So I'm helping people, I'm pulling people out.
Demons. The niggas in the VIP are demons. Niggas don't want people to live. Demons.
In hell, bro. Like, it felt like we was in a concert in hell.
All of the ritualistic part has pretty much happened 30 minutes into the show until we get to right at the end, because you know they got to close it out with something ritualistic too. He on the stage with Drake.
Both the Eye of Horus and the triangle are satanic symbols as well, and that is what the stage is.
Next, Travis Scott was performing under the all-seeing eye in the hands of Satan.
Y'all hear that sound? You hear the sound? That demonic voice. Y'all see all of these all-seeing eyes up here? Look at this. The eye, look, it's meant to look like the eye of providence, the all-seeing eye. Demonic. Straight demonic.
To be clear, she means this voice. Wait, Is she really calling a pitch shifter demonic? All 144 people who like gore grind listening to this are probably laughing their asses off right now.
Y'all hear that sound? You hear the sound? That demonic voice. Y'all see all of these all-seeing eyes up here? Look at this. The eye, look, it's meant to look like the eye of providence. The all-seeing eye. Y'all hear that sound? You hear the sound? That demonic voice. Everybody stand still for a second. Both the Eye of Horus and the triangle are satanic symbols as well, and that is what the stage is.
Girl, you cannot tell me that's not
some demon energy, girl.
I'm not saying that
Travis Scott is a demon.
What I'm saying is that he was so hyped up that
he's had possessed by a demon that night. This performance is a straight ritual.
Put your H's in the air one time.
This right here gonna blow your mind. Watch this. Y'all see this hand? Look at that.
And then also these hands over the entrance of the portal to hell, basically. That's what it looks like. That's what it symbolizes.
This is supposed to be depicting the hands of Satan, almost like he has his hands all over this event.
You see the hands now? Now you see both of them.
That's demonic.
That's like his stamp of approval. That's like you heard the voice. Y'all hear? Okay, so y'all hear the voice and y'all see all of those eyes right there. So those are like meant to be the all-seeing, or like the all-seeing eyes, but they have several of them up there to kind of hide what they're actually doing. And y'all see those hands coming up there. So that right there is like Satan's stamp of approval. Like I got my hands on this. This is me. This is all me. I got my hands on it. That's just like how God has his hands, and we can see his handprint over the things in our life. The kingdom of darkness doesn't do anything but mimic the things that are in the kingdom of righteousness.
And of course, everybody knows the all-seeing eye is satanic. Except it's actually not. The all-seeing eye, also known as the Eye of Providence, is actually an old Christian symbol that represents the Trinity of God. That's why it's a triangle. And how God can watch all of his creation. But the idea that the Illuminati is watching you is a fabrication well after Jeremy Bentham wrote about the Panopticon. And in my reading, that's what people mean when they're talking about it, when the Illuminati use it. They're always watching you, man. Spiritual Panopticon. Okay, the eyes could be victims.
And they can also be depicting the many souls that are being actually sucked in as well. They look at, see, all of this is demonic.
I mean, they could, but probably not. I'll give you this one. They could represent this. Just like my name could be John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Schmidt. His name is my name too.
Highly unlikely, but it could be. Next, these eyes. How do you know the eyes aren't actually demons looking out? They could be, but they're probably not. It could literally be any creature with eyes that remotely look like mammalian eyes. Maybe it's Topsy's ghost, coming to get sweet revenge through this AC electricity grid mammoth. Now that. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure to subscribe and continue your Beneath the Floorboard binge. YouTube thinks you'll also love this one, so keep watching.